Alright, so in this video we are going to implement the Strlen function. So we all know this function. So as we can see, it's a simple function that returns the length of a string. Alright, so we are going to do this but in assembly. So first I'm going to create my file main.asm. Alright, then I need to create my important sections. So my first section is section.data, then here section.bss. Right, then here my section dot text where my code is going to be written right here. Alright, then global start and my start label like this, then my famous label which is program end, because we need to end our program by ourselves. So move ix16, which is the syscall, the exit syscall number. Alright, like this, then move RDI, let's see here, move RDI 0, sorry, the exit syscall or exit number, sorry, exit number, then syscall like this. Alright, some space right here. First thing, I need to create some strings in the section.data. So first I have input message. So just we are going to say for the user, please enter a string like this. Alright, then here I need the new line and the null-terminated. Alright, then I have input message len eq $signs minus the base address, so which is input message. Alright, then we have nothing, I guess. Then this is the only message that I'm going to show for the user. Then here we have section.bss. I need the buffer where I'm going to store the message or the string. So reserve bytes, I'm going to reserve for 1064 bytes. Alright, then here the result, so we have here reserve bytes. So here this result string is where we are going to store the int value, the return value, where after converted to ASCII and stored in this result variable, then we are going to print from this variable, which is the result variable. So the use of this variable, which is the result, is where we are going to convert and store our numbers in ASCII way. Alright, then here we are going to start, let's say, ask the user to enter a string like this. So move rx1, let's say here the right syscall, then here move rdi1, the file descriptor 1, move rsi what, the input message, then move rdx, the input message len, then syscall. Alright, let's do NASM, clear the linker and run our output file. Alright, as you can see, please enter a string. Alright, let's go back. So now we need to get some data from the user. So let's say get the user input like this. So move rx 0, move rdi 0, here the read syscall number, and here the read the input the right syscall number. Alright, then we have here, we are going to do the load the layout, which is the load effective address keyword in assembly. We are going to load the address and the ASCII from the buffer. Okay, so here where we are going to store our user input. Alright, then here move rdx, which is the size of this buffer, which is 1064 bytes, then syscall. Good. Let's do NASM, linker, run, hello world. Everything is good. Now let's try to print our buffer. So we can just do move rx1, move rdi1, and move alright, here's the thing, we need to load in the ASCII our buffer again, and move in the RDX 1064. No, here, so here in the lens I just need to move the RDX. So just to know guys that every function, every syscall, the return value is going to be stored in the RDX register. Alright, so here in this case the read syscall, as we know the read syscall, if we added man and read, as you can see the return value is what? The return value is the number of bytes read is returned. Alright, so it returned the number of bytes is read, so the RDX will contain how many bytes the user entered. Then we are going to save this value in the RDX register. Then we are just going to pass it right here. Why I said in this register, which is RBX, because we are overwriting here on the RX in order to call the right syscall. Alright, then here I'm going to call syscall like this, NASM, linker, run, everything is good. Alright, but I need to show you something guys. So if I did run the GTB, I have the GIF extension, so let's make this a little bit bigger like this. Then I'm going to break on the start label, run. As you can see, this is the GIF extension. It gives you like the stack, the registers, everything. Alright, so let's do ni. Here they want the user. So as you can see, something in the read, it gets everything, either also the new line that you type when you press enter. So we need to remove this new line because it's going to be counted as a character, and we need to replace it by something called the null-terminator, because every string should end by the null-terminator. Because what? Because in the loop we need something to know that this is the end of this string. Alright, so this is what we are going to do. So we're just going to go back to our main.asm and let's go back right here. Alright, and just we are going to do move byte. Why move byte? Because in assembly you need to specify how many bytes you want to move from a register to an address in the memory. Alright, so here buffer plus the offset, which is RBX. Alright, and let's do here 0. Okay, and let's see what's going on. The linker, everything's good, no sec faults, good. Now let's see if we removed the new line or not. So break again at the start, run ni, and here let's do for example hello. As we can see, we still have the new line, but let's see what will happen on this instruction. So ni. Now we should not see the new instruction. We overwrite it by what? By the null-terminator. But the problem here is the RBX is equal to 6, and let's count. Let's start from 0. So here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The index of this new line is 5, but we override the 6th place, which is after this new line. So what we need to do, we need to go back to our file, which is main.asm, and decrease the RBX in order to get the right place of the new line. Alright, so by this way, if we did NASM and run, everything's good. Okay, then if we did break at the start and run, and if we did ni and some random text and ni again, as you can see we have the new line, and if we press enter we will not see any new line. Alright, this is good. Let's continue. So let's remove this branch and let's go inside a label, and let's create a label called, for example, Strlen. Okay, Strlen like this, Strlen like this. Alright, then let's start. First, before diving in this Strlen label, we need to set some register. First, we need to load in the R12. I need to load the buffer, so I'm going to do real buffer. Okay, then I need to set my R14 register to 0 in order to count how many characters. So then I'm going to move in the AS. The A is the low 8 bytes from the RX register. I'm going to pass to it the R12 each time and compare the A is equal to 0 or not. If yes, jump to convert label. Alright, so if else, just increase for me the R14 and increase for me the R12. Okay, check. Let's add some comment here. Check if we reached the null terminator. Alright, and here let's say the counter. Good. Alright, let's say here get the next char, increase the counter. Alright, then we are just going to do jump again to what, to Strlen. No, Strlen like this. Alright, good. Now I need to set my convert label. Alright, so now we have our len in this R14. Alright, so now we reach the part where we need to convert from int to ASCII. So basically the Strlen just return an integer, which is the like how many character in this string, but we are just going to try to convert it to a string and print it in the out in the terminal. Alright, so the process of converting from an int to ASCII, I explain it really well in a video. You can see it in the description. I will leave you the link right there, so you can check there and you will understand how the process is working in the assembly. Right, from to convert a number from int to ASCII. Alright, so first I need to set some registers. So first thing what we need to do, for example, I need to move in RX the len. Then I need to load in the ASCII the result variable. So here reload real result. Alright, so just to know something, that I'm going to store the ASCII way, the number in ASCII in this result variable. Alright, but just to know something, in the video I explained that I use a way that I store the number from the end to the start. So here I need the result plus 9 in order to point to the last element in this string. Alright, then what I need also, I need to move the RH 0. Alright, then that's it, and we are going to go another label, which is convert to ASCII. Alright, here I'm going to do move RDX 0 and move RCX 10 and divide on RCX. Alright, just so know, this diff instruction need three things. Need the RX contain the number that you need to divide, and the RDX will store the result, and the RCX will hold the number that you are going to divide on. Alright, so the result is going to be stored right here. So I'm going to take the DL, which is the low 8 byte of this RDX register, and I'm going to do add DL what 48. Alright, then we're going to move it in the RSI register. Alright, we spawn to the last place in the result buffer in the base S segment. Alright, then move RSI, and we're going to move what, the DL. Alright, then we're going to decrease the RSI in order to move back forward. Then decrease RSI, then what, then increase RH to know how many characters I moved in this result string. Then compare the RX with 0. So if RX is equal to 0, I need which means that there is no number left to divide. Alright, which means we should get out from this loop. So jump not 0. So if it's not 0, jump again to convert to ASCII. Alright, now let's see if we can print. So move RX1, move RDI1, or what, or you know what, let's see what's going on in the GDB. Alright, so let's do NASM, no problems, good, the linker, and run, no sick fault, good. Now the GDB, and let's do break at what, at the start, and run. Alright, good, everything's good. Now let's give it a string hello, for example. Here it's going to count how many characters we have in the string. Alright, not taken, and here it's taken. Now we are moving the RSI, making it point to the result plus 9. Alright, now as we said, the RX contain the number, and after the div RCX, as you can see, the RDX hold the result of this division, and the RX is equal to 0. Alright, then we are moving this number in the RSI, as we can see. Then we are decreasing the ASCII. Alright, then increase R8, then compile R to 0, then convert. Okay, everything is good. But the thing is, as we can see, we are each time, as I said, when I add something or I add number in the result buffer, and I don't decrease ASCII. So it's like I need, when this loop finish, to do increase ASCII in order to get the real start of the number. Alright, so it's to move RX1, move RDI1, move let's say here the ASCII, it's already have the number, the ASCII point. So here the ASCII already hold the string. Alright, then he move RDX. What I need to remove here in the RDX, I need to remove the length which is saved in the RH. Alright, then here's this call. Alright, it's to NASM linker clear run, for example hello, which is 5. Yep, good. So just to prove you that this not gonna work if I remove this increase RSI, as you can see, NASM linker run, nothing will be played because as we can see he is like back. So we need to do just increase RSI in order to get the real start of our number. Alright, so that's it. Let's do more tests. Okay, so NASM let's do clear NASM linker run, for example a big string, good, empty string, good. Alright, so let's add some comments and let's start from the beginning. Okay, so as we said, here is section of data, we have a string. Section.pss, we have the initialized variables, which is the buffer and the result. Here I'm just printing like message to the user. Here I'm getting the user input. Here I am, let's just say comment, sorry, let's say adding the null terminator to the alright, then here the Strlen, so this is the Strlen that count how many characters we have in this string. Here just the convert, here just to are setting the registers in order to get inside this convert to ASCII. So I just move in the R40 in the RX, we are loading the result +9 in the RSI, move R80 in order to count how many characters we stored in the result string. Alright, then here setting the registers for the div instruction like this, add the L48, decrease RSI, check if the number is equal to 0, and yep, that's it. So this is our program in order to implement the Strlen function in assembly. So I hope you enjoyed this videos. So that's it, see you in the next video, peace.